Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. So listen, brothers and sisters. Use your common sense, right? If you are talking about the God of the Bible, you must follow what the God of the Bible says, right? But let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. The God who they worship in Islam is not the same God of this Bible. It's not. And I will prove it. Listen, our brothers lost in this Arabian religion and go in Syria to fight war and don't understand that in the book of 2nd Ezra is a prophecy talking about the destruction of Syria, the destruction of Asia, the destruction of Babylon. Why? Because they conspired against our people. And you're going across to fight them war. Listen, them will fall. Listen, we don't wish wickedness on nobody, but understand that this is a prophecy must be fulfilled. Right? Yeah, we know children across there are dying and so on. But their forefathers touched the Most High royal people.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Shall have what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
So understand this, right? The Most High is saying, you shall have no other gods before me. So whatever religion you're in, you need to understand. This is one of the biggest commandments. There are different ways of keeping a religion or following a God. There are certain ways to serve Allah. There are certain ways to serve Shiva. There are certain ways to serve the God in the so-called Baptist church. They have different ways. Let's break down these ways.
Verse 4. Thou shalt make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Right. And you must not bow down to anything in the heaven and the earth beneath. Well, let me tell you something. To be a true Muslim, you must go in Mecca and bow down to a stone. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, them brothers and them down here is not a true Muslim. To be a true Muslim, you must keep pilgrimage and bow down to a stone and kiss the overlooking thing. When the God of the Bible is saying, make no graven images. Hit me Exodus chapter 20, verse 2 again. We have been lied to, Lord brothers. We have been deceived to, Lord, my brothers. Stop following the Gentiles. Stop following the gods of the nations. So-called black brothers, the Latinos, the Carbon Arawaks. You are the royal people of the Most High. So, we are casting down every high thing that exalted itself against the obedience of Yeshua and the Most High. So modern day Christianity is one of these things that's casting up imaginations. Because modern day Christianity is teaching us just love. But that's very nice. Yeah, we need to love one another. But what is the standard of loving, my brothers and sisters? We have laws and ways, do's and don'ts in this earth. Don't the Most High have do's and don'ts too? If we is the image of the Most High, don't the Most High give us do's and don'ts too? Well, let me tell you something. The synagogue of Satan give your pastors, theologians, seminaries that taught them these false doctrines. Hear what the Bible has to say, brothers and sisters. Not my words, not the garden of Christ Church words, but the Most High. We are going to put 3 precepts on every lie today. Right? Everything that exalts itself against the obedience of Christ. So those who say they're following Christ, they are not following Christ in his Christian churches. We must have law, because if there ain't no law, there is chaos. Law is order. You must have some way of how you just do things. A standard, a do's, a don'ts. You're going to cross the road, right? It have a stop sign, you stop. It have a sign to say wait. and to go. If it had no do's and don'ts, it would be chaos on the highway. That's why it had chaos in the earth, because they are not following the commandments of the Most High God of the Bible. That's why this earth is in this condition. And your pastors is teaching you that the Lord is done away with. They are the synagogue of Satan. Some of these pastors are genuine and they really don't know better. And some of them know better. Some of them are hustlers.
God, I will not fail you.
I think that Jesus is the product.
If Jesus is the product, then Bishop T.D. Jakes is one of the Lord's top salesmen.
I think that he is what we are after. He is what we bring to the table.
I know who I am. I know where I came from. I know what he did for me.
Part pastor, part businessman, Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes runs a Dallas church called the Potter's House.
Let's get into the word, right?
The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that we have heard from the beginning. You should walk in it.
Wait, now, that New Testament, right? Better read that again.
The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Nah, it's unrighteous.
That we walk after his commandments.
Nah, the commandments done away with.
That we walk after his commandments.
Nah, the commandments hard to keep. Like Moses' law.
That we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that, as we have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it.
This is the same commandment and the same love that the Most High is talking about. But your pastors is teaching you just love. There is a standard and a way of loving and operating. Right? If I love my brother, I won't sleep with his wife. That's fornication and adultery. If I love my neighbor, I won't steal from him. If I love the Most High, I will keep his Sabbath. Let me get 1 John again, chapter 5, verse 2. Let's pull 3 precepts on everything that coming against the knowledge of the Most High. It's far too long we are being deceived, brothers and sisters. We are not a religious group. And the Most High is against religion, because religion scatters his flock. Come on, people of San Juan. What is the standard of love? How do you love your brother? How do you love your sister? When it's one commandment, God said, no, love one another. Yes, the commandments is the qualification and the standards of love. Hit it.
The book of John, chapter 5, verse 2. By this we know that we are the children of the Most High, when we love and keep his commandments.
Now we are children of the keep his commandments.
When we love the Most High and keep his commandments.
Now the commandments hard to keep.
When we love the Most High and keep his commandments.
Now we love it by keeping the commandments.
When we love the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the love of the Most High.
Now it's the love of us.
For this is the love of the Most High.
Now it's Moses' law.
For this is the love of the Most High.
Now it's the Israelite thing.
For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous.
Now it's hard.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Now that is Moses' thing, not hard to do.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Okay, his commandments is not grievous. One more precept. Let me get St. John 14:21. So the Bible says, through precepts we get understanding. Here a little, there a little. Here a little, there a little. Right? Here a little, there a little. So hear what the scripture is saying here again. Hear what the scripture is saying here again. Not my words, you know. Now these verses are very blatant and outstanding. Those of you all, ask your pastors about these scriptures.
The book of St. John, chapter 14, verse 21. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loved me.
Now he hate Christ.
He it is that loved me.
Now, Paul said that done away with.
He it is that loved me.
Now, he loving us by keeping the Most High God commandments.
He it is that love me.
Not thy Moses' law.
He it is that love me.
Not commandments done away with, just love.
He it is that loved me. And he that loved me shall love my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him.
You understand? You understand? This is how you get the Holy Spirit. Listen to my brothers and sisters. You see when they're jumping up in a church and rolling on the ground, that's reverse to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is wisdom, understanding, and power. Listen. This tongues thing what they're talking about in the churches and talking about as a gift of tongues. My brothers and sisters, that ain't no gift. That ain't no gift. Let me get the book of Acts chapter 2. Those of you Pentecostals that say what's going on. You get the Holy Spirit, you speaking in tongues yet? Brothers and sisters, tongues is a language. Tongues is a language. Now ba ba ba, don't know what you're saying. You come to church good, and then you're invoking spirits, and these spirits come and manifest inside of you and talking about the Holy Spirit. You have an unclean spirit. Right? Listen, from today, brothers and sisters, if you are fellowshipping somewhere and see people speaking ba 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 ba, get out of the church. Come check us. We are from the Garden of Christ Church. Go and do a lesson and see what speaking in tongues is really about. And we'll break it down for you all. That's invoking demons. That's invoking unclean spirits. When you are speaking tongues, you must understand what you are speaking.
The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven, as of a rush, mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Now, it was the day of Pentecost, which is the 50th day after Passover. A holy day. So your pastors are also teaching you that the holy days are done away with. But after the Messiah died, they still kept the feast days. And by coming on these feast days, you receive heavenly understanding and heavenly power. If it wasn't for the feast of Pentecost or the feast of first fruits, they will not receive the Holy Spirit. Where your pastor is telling you it's done away with, but come and celebrate Christmas and eat pork.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues, like as of a fire, and sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Right, so the Spirit gave them utterance, right? And they were speaking in tongues, right? Let's break down what this tongues is.
And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when it was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak his own language.
What?
Because every man heard them speak his own language.
Everyone from different kingdoms or nations heard them speak their language. Let's continue. That ain't going on in them church on Sunday, because everybody's speaking English, but you have the gift of tongues. I don't understand this madness. Everybody's speaking English, huh? Nobody's speaking patois, that thing, but we are the Holy Spirit, the gift of tongues. That's a gift from Satan himself, to bring demons to destroy your church.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these speak Galileans? How hear we every man in their own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and in Cappadocia, in Pontus, and in Asia, in Perga, Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and in straits of Rome, Jews, proselytes, Greeks, Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High.
So you see, all these different people heard the disciples speak in their language. That's not what's going on in your church on a Sundays, brothers and sisters. Tongues is a gift of languages. Therefore, again, I am speaking here, and someone from a different nation can understand what I'm saying. Someone from Venezuela who's speaking Spanish, or someone Chinese, or someone who's speaking French could understand, because the Most High sent this gift for them to get this truth. So let's get into the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1, right? Now, Paul, listen, Paul banned that. Paul said, listen, if you're speaking a different language without an interpreter, go home and do that. Go home, don't do that here. Right?
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gift, but rather that ye may prophesy. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh unto men.
Now listen, right? You see rather prophesy. Prophesy is that you can understand.
Verse 2. For he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh not unto men.
Not unto men.
But unto the Most High. For no man understandeth him. Howbeit in the spirit he speaketh mysteries. Verse 3. But he that prophesieth speaketh unto men to edification and exaltation and comfort.
So when you prophesy or speaking in a language that they understand, you are speaking for edification for the church. Right?
Verse 4. And he that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifieth himself, but he that prophesieth edifieth the church.
Right. Brothers and sisters, tongues is language. Brothers and sisters, let's show you all this, the spirit of Yeshua. 3 precepts. Yeah, one more. All right, yeah.
Verse 27. If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by 2, or by most by 3, and by that course let one interpret.
No. Let me put it back up here. Let me talk to the pastors and them, and those who follow these pastors. What the Bible says?
If any man speak in an unknown tongue, let it be by 2, or by at most 3, and by that let one interpret.
Let someone interpret what he is saying. Continue.
Verse 28. But if there be no interpreter, let him be silent.
Let him be what?
Let him keep silent in the church.
Now go talking to me.
Let him keep silent in the church.
Now, that's the Holy Spirit, and God should give him a revelation.
Let him keep silent in the church.
Let him keep silent with that mess. Let him keep silent with that mess what he's dealing with. That don't understand what he's saying. So Paul banned that behavior. Paul put that behavior to naught. But the Bible says, prefer prophesy. So the Spirit of Christ is to prophesy the word. Yes, gift of healing is good. Yeah. We have these things. But what is the top gifts? Wisdom, knowledge, faith, languages, miracles, and healing. But your pastor's giving you the worst thing upside down. You get the gift of tongues, you're the Holy Spirit. You're babaing up yet? Listen to me. This came in from the Europeans in these churches. All they feel is a so-called black people thing. It's the Europeans that's doing this thing in their churches. Snake handling all this mess. Yeah. And invoking spirits and the eye twisting up behind the head. That's not the Holy Spirit. That's a demon manifesting to your pastors. What do you understand? Listen, when you do these things, it is having a trance. How you feeling good and how you feeling happy. It's like you go and get your fix. You know somebody smoking marijuana, they're smoking and get high, and they forget about everything? That's what it's saying. You just come like now. You're going and rolling, you're going to jump, you dance, you sing, you feel good, and come back out. People still dying, the place still hard, people falling on by the sword every day, but you rolling in the church and in this big fantasy, and jumping and clapping and rolling and dancing and all kind of mess. That's a demon, and it blinds you. Now, what is important? What is the gift of Christ? What is the gift of Yeshua, who you ignorantly call Jesus? It's here.
The book of Revelations, chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou, do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yeshua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy.
The spirit of what?
For the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy.
Now, ba.
For the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy.
No prophecy is, brothers and sisters, prophesying out of the word. We desire the wrong things. We seek a sign, and the sign, Satan will give us a sign. We seeking signs. You know, life real hard, but you know, I go in this church and things that have worked for me. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. The Most High, chasing who he loves. Let's uproot the prosperity doctrine now. Let me get the book of St. Matthew chapter 6, verse 31. So your pastor is always teaching you to sow seed for money, right? When the Bible says you're sowing that seed in the word, right? The word of the Most High. Some fell by the wayside, and etc. It's the word. It's those who got the word and continued in it. Not putting in money to get, putting in money and looking back for more and stuff. Gambling, all kind of mess. There ain't no scripture to validate that. The scripture shows us also in the book of Hebrews chapter 6 verse 1. 6 or 7. You give a tenth of your offerings, a tenth of your earnings. A tenth. 1/10 of your earnings. Watch now, the pastor would never read that for you. A tenth, you're mad now. I can read that chapter. Right? Is that tenth you're supposed to give offering on your free will after you don't see about your family? You put it out there. Listen, I know about these things because I've been around people. As they get money, I have to go and give the pastor. They collect 1,000 and they're going to spend 600 in the churches. And you know what is going? After the pastor come and confess there was an adultery and fornication, and that break that person's heart. That person stepped out of church for years. I know that person personally. Sow the seed in the word, not for riches. And then limit your knowledge and how you thinking that by having money you are blessed. No. The Most High chasing who he loves for the kingdom to come. Stop looking for this kingdom here. Right?
The book of Psalms chapter 94 verse 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastisest, O Most High, and teacheth him out of thy law.
So blessed is the man who the Most High chasten. If your son is doing something wrong, won't you correct him? Won't you discipline him to make him a better child? Right? So here we must seek first. This prosperity doctrine must come to naught today. Listen, the $1,000 line, the $2,000 line, the $3,000 line, that must done for those who seek in the Most High and hear this word. Listen, if you think that the God of the Bible is blessing you, you are wrong. It's Satan who is blessing you to keep you asleep. He don't want to wake you up to what really is to come. Those who the Most High love will chasten you, and we will prove it.
The book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness.
Now, seek ye riches on this earth.
Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness.
Now, I want God to bless me, I want a house and I want a car.
Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right? And then all these things shall be added unto you. And all these things shall be added unto you. People who are in this church don't even read the Bible. In Hebrews chapter 6 shows us, 7 shows us how you must pay your tithes and offerings.
The book of Hebrews chapter 7 verse 4. Now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the tenth of his spoils.
Now he gave all.
He gave the tenth of his spoils.
Now 70%.
He gave tenth of his spoils.
Now 90%.
He gave tenth of his spoils.
50%.
He gave the tenth of the spoils.
Now he gave all he have.
He gave tenth of the spoils. And verily, they that were the sons of the Levites, who received the office of the priesthood, having a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law, that is their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham, but whose descent is not counted, from them received the tithes of Abraham, and blessed him that he had the promises. And without all contradiction, the less is better of the better, and here men that die receive tithes. But there he received them, of whom it is witness that he liveth. And I made to say, Levi also, who received tithes, paid tithes in Abraham.
Right. So even the priests in Jerusalem, the Levites, understood very well is a tenth you are to give. How can they be teaching you something else, brothers and sisters? Listen, let me get Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. So we said 3 precepts, right? They put 2 so far. They put 1 more to prove how the Most High show your love. Yeah. Are you looking for a house and car? Or they sowing seed $1,000 line, $3,000 line, $5,000 line?
I'm waiting till the rain comes. I'm making a sense.
Right? They made the house of the Most High a place of dens and thieves. They are your pastors. Dens and thieves.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Most High, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Most High loveth, he chastiseth, and scorneth every son whom he receiveth.
So who the Most High love, he chastened, right? He chastened them, right? But let's continue. Let's continue.
Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For the son is he whom the Father chasteneth not. But if ye be without chastenment, wherefore all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons.
And what?
Then ye are bastards and not sons.
So listen, when everything going sweet and dandy for you, and you feel, yeah, the Lord blessing me, listen to me, brothers and sisters. The Lord now with you. The love of the Most High. He is chastening you to prepare you for the kingdom to come. Right. So, as any parent who love their child will discipline them, so does the Most High do with the children of Israel. Yeah. Listen, the people who in Israel are not Israelites, brothers and sisters, predominantly in Trinidad and through the Western world, from Brazil to America to Venezuela to the Fiji Islands, are the Israelites. Come on. We are not all one people. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. The Most High chooses us to be a peculiar people. Yeah. Because we received the commandments of the Most High. Nobody else received that. Ishmael didn't receive it, but Ishmael want to make a corner and talk about our Bible. The Europeans didn't get it. The Asians didn't get it. The Philistines didn't get it. The Gentiles didn't get it. Our forefathers got this record.
Sorry.
Moses was an Israelite. Moses was not an Ishmaelite. Every single body from this holy scripture is Israelites. Everybody, brothers and sisters. You are deceived when they tell you that you are not an Israelite. When you are going through the curses. Right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Now we are all one people.
To be a special people unto himself.
One nation, one creed and race, back an equal place.
To be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Yeah, it's a more scriptures, you know. Let me get Exodus 19. Because here are the pastors and people telling all them. Them just pulling scriptures. the Bible says true precepts, right? True precepts, right? So we go put precepts about these peculiar people. And we will show you how these people fell. There are too much lies out here, man. There are too much lies. And we come to uproot these lies. Everybody talking against the Bible now. Watch out, we really went through slavery. We really went through slavery, man. Because in the Middle East, they know we are the Israelites. And they were the first to wake up. And we talking against our only records. But you see, them wasn't in slavery, so them know. That's the difference with us and them. The Arabians and them. No, we see biblical Jews in them. But we don't know that. Because our forefathers was enslaved. And Massa gave them religion. Massa gave them Roman Catholicism. Massa gave them Pentecostals. Massa gave them spiritual Baptists. Massa give you all these religions, brothers and sisters. There ain't no religion in the Bible.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5. No, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
Now, same people.
Then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
So the Most High said, keep my commandments and live, and I will bless you. That's how King David had the kingdom going. That's how King Solomon was one of the wisest men until he sinned. What you sin by doing? Serving another God. And from then, the kingdom started to fall. And then is how we went through slavery and tribulation and being chastised. But the Most High say He will awaken us up. But your past isn't awakening you up. Your past isn't awakening you up. Come sow seed. We are spiritual Jews now. Speak in tongues and roll in the ground unclean spirit, call it the Holy Spirit. Where is Jehovah's Witnesses in the Bible? Where is 7 Days Adventists? Where in the Bible did the Most High establish a covenant with Ishmael, your man and the Arabians? Where in the Bible did the Most High choose an Ethiopian to be our Messiah? About Selassie too. These things are lies, brothers and sisters. Lies. Let's show you all about the biblical Jews. Let's bring this truth today. Let's bring this truth. Let's bring the hidden knowledge. Let's bring this truth. Who you are? I am African. Oh, but Africa was named by European, right? Okay. He's African. But only until Afrikaners conquered the land, it was called Africa. But he's African. You don't know history. We are not Africans, brothers and sisters. Before he was in West Africa, our forefathers from Jerusalem, brothers and sisters. It has been recorded in Babylon, Timbuktu. It has been recorded in Hebrew Israelites. And it is recorded in the Bible.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage which I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
So the Most High is saying, our forefathers discontinued from their heritage. This Bible is our history and our heritage. The Israelites is not a religious book. But the serpent seed, the Satanists and them, need to give all the religion. Or they wouldn't wake up. Them scared of us more than we afraid them. But Satan teach them psychology. Satan teaches them ways to divide us. So our forefathers discontinue from the heritage, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. Put it down on me. 28 verse 1. A scripture where a pastor will never read for you. Never. A pastor will never open this and read for you. Never. Never. Never you go open the scripture and read. These sorcerers and them in these places where they call them pastors. Huh? Pulpit pimps. Deceivers.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power shall set thee above all nations of the earth.
Right, go down to verse 15. So once we keep the commandments, we will be blessed above every nation on this earth. So that's why the oppressors teach your pastors the commandments is done away with. You see the psychology? Listen, they must go people in them. How we could put them down. Let's teach them to go against their God. And we will rule. That making sense, eh? That making sense, eh? How can we keep down the Israelites? Here what? If we make them break that covenant, we will teach them Pentecostals, had them totally across. We will get them Roman Catholicism, had them totally across. We will teach them the Israelites done away with. We will teach them they can eat pork, they can eat shrimp, they can eat crab. We will teach them all the festivals of ancient Babylon, Christmas, Easter. Yeah. Now the commandments in the book done away with, who it is done away with. The Most High God gave us feast days, ceremonial laws, dietary laws, moral laws, and civil laws. Come on, we have laws in the land. The Most High gave us no laws, no do's or don'ts. So he is foolish now, that's love. I tell you something, people. There are homosexuals who love one another. Is that the standard of love? There are people who sleep with animals. Is that the standard of love? But your pastor teaching you that's love, right? So just tell you see men coming in the churches with the pussycat and their dogs. There's no wife here. I love my cat. Just love. You can eat anything, right? The Bible says it is an abomination, but they come and teach you. You can pray and bless it. That's a lie. Abomination means disgusting. How can the Most High say swine is disgusting, and then a pastor could say you can pray and bless it? Well, pray and bless Clorox and drink it too. Pray and bless disinfect and drink it too. What are you talking about, bro? But you can pray and bless it, that? Brothers and sisters, we have been lying on too long. We are the biblical Jews and we are taking back our book. These modern day churches are harlot houses. You are serving a different God, not the God of the Bible. So the Most High give us blessings and curse, right? Let's get into the curses.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all his curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, blessings will come.
That all his curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, you'll get blessed. Just love.
That all his curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, the Most High is not a man. When I say something and change, right? The Most High don't think like us. He out of time. He is existence. So the Most High say he go curse if I break the commandments, but he send his son to them away with the commandments now. That making sense? Let me prove that the Most High don't change.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. I am the Most High, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
So that is also showing him that the covenant that he established with us, he will not change his covenant he established with us. And we will not be consumed once we keep his commandments. Give me verse 54. Your pastors, they'll be going in these churches and saying, boy, I see so much of black people in the jails. And my heart hurting, man. It's in the Bible too. Yeah. We're going on in Laventil and these different communities, so-called ghettos. It's in the Bible, yeah, you know. Oh, let me read it for them.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
So listen, even the most delicate man, eye will be evil towards his own brother. Much less for the man who wicked. This is for breaking the commandment. This is part of the curses. There are curses that comes to the Israelites when they break the commandments. Nobody else could go through that than our people. This is the significance and the importance of showing who you are.
Hope y'all had fun being us. Got a real Jew standing up. Bring it on.
I see the real Jews woke up. Hope that y'all have fun trying to be like us.
Yeah.
Hebrew Israelites stand up. Hey,
standing up all over the world.
Hey, I see the real Jews woke up. Hope that y'all have fun trying to be like us.
That's right. That's
Hebrew
right.
Israelites stand up. Hey, standing up.
Yo, Kadar.
Yeah. That's right, gotta get the facts right. I hire the doctor, prescription to act right. The lie, we slaves. Why slaves don't fight? Deception, we black. Cause that's opposite like. They be like, lie after